Maybe you're also understanding that most of our lives, we, without us knowing, act on an autopilot because of that programming, because of that distorted programming of the matrix, what society tells us to do, what our family tells us to do, what religious conditioning, we're constantly being told this is how we have to do things. And try to stop one time and ask someone who tells you to do something a certain way, why? Why? They're going to be blown away because they're not going to know the why. People keep, you have to do this, you have to get married, you have to have children, you have to go to university, you have to do this. Why? Why? Who invented this rule? All these rules were invented by men. The key of this grand awakening now is to start following divine order. Not rules made by men, but the rules that we hear and feel from within, right? Truly, it is the role of the feminine. This is why it's so important for you, for the masculines, to believe our intuition, to also recognize which feminine is standing in her divinity, because not all women are in their divinity, unfortunately, right? We're all growing, we're all awakening, but maybe you've been realizing that you've been, doing things without even thinking, how much you've been acted on an autopilot, on an automated behavioral patterns, ruled by shadows, ruled by nonsense conditioning. You're taking a step back, you're questioning. I feel like you're also understanding that certain things you will have to do them scared. That this is the true courage, overcoming fear, not having fear. That you will maybe feel intimidated, you will feel nervous, you will feel scared, but you're going to do them anyway, because there's certain things that you need to do. We're going to do guidance in a moment. We have developed compassion, which is beautiful, because compassion lives in the heart, which means that you're connecting to your feminine side. You're, for a very long time, our beautiful masculines, you are under a veil of avoidance, under a veil of denial. So you're only seeing yourself, your ego, in every situation. You're not understanding what impact you have on other people. You're not understanding that every action has a consequence and everything happens for a reason. But to develop compassion, let me read through this because it's really beautiful. The condition of our world is a direct reflection of the condition of our masculines, which is true, because you're the architects, builders of our physical reality. If you disconnect from the guidance of the feminine, misuse your physical strength and power of your mind to cater to the needs of the ego, you build a world of disconnection, shallowness, aggression. True divine masculine leads with compassion, as it helps to bridge the gap between the ego and the true self, fostering humility and empathy. This allows you to connect to others and see beyond your own desires and fears, cultivating sense of shared humanity, oneness, and attuning to the needs of the collective. I feel this is there's a reason I said to you guys, there's a lot of matrix cards. I feel like, yes, you are thinking about your feminine, you're reminiscing, yada, yada, yada. We went through this in the previous part. But this is bigger for this collective. You are finally realizing how much the reflection of our world, the quality of our world is a reflection of men, right? How the distortion and the cruelty, the shallowness of the world that we live in is because of how men designed it. And I'm not putting all the blame on you. I always say this to you guys, that it's a wheel. It's that yin and yang. It's a divine union of the masculines and the feminines, right? We are the creatrix. If women are not loving themselves, putting in boundaries, if they're not connecting to God for the power of our womb, connecting to universe, source, God, however you want to call it, if we are not always dividing, we've said this in the beginning, our attention between God and you, we're not in our divinity. And if we're not in our divinity, we're not going to be able to lead men spiritually. We lead you lead us in the physical world. I don't want to kind of do that crush course 444 in a time there. On every single reading I do, you can go to my website. There's a divine love section. You can read all about this. Whatever new download about the divine love, divine flow, divine order I have, I always put it in the articles. in there. I have a lot of content about this as well, but this is really beautiful. You're understanding that true men cannot disconnect from the heart, cannot disconnect from the feminine. Maybe it is one of your shadows that you were brought up in a community, society, family, whatever that is, that would always say like, man up, like toughen up, men have to be like, men don't cry. Gooey! What did I say in part 1? Gooey little hearts that need spiritual protection of your feminine. We have act with integrity, which is beautiful as well, because the compassion is the feminine, the integrity is the masculine, which means that you are working on your inner yin and yang. You are working on understanding how the feminine and the masculine interact with each other, right? Beautiful. Integrity is key. There is no true man without integrity. Integrity, I want to read this through to you as well. Integrity is doing the right thing, even though no one is watching. The beautiful approach to life, and this beautiful approach to life ensures you always stay connected to your soul instead of falling into temptation to satisfy the needs of your ego. Integrity is your compass towards your true path, never allowing you to deviate towards external validation. A strong system of values based on internal truth and integrity is vital for divine masculine. When you have integrity, you are true to yourself and the promises you make. Your words are supported by your actions, and that creates a foundation of trust for all your relationships with your feminine, with your family, with your community. You are awakening to this. Beautiful, true awakening of a masculine. You're understanding. For now, I feel like it's on the level of the mind, but you're understanding that we live in a world right now that is ruled by ego, that is deprived of spirit, that is deprived of soul, and that this grand awakening is meant to shake that. And our role as feminists is to truly devote ourselves to spirit, to our mission, to God, to be that temple of divinity in this physical world, to provide you with spiritual protection. And through that, you'll be able to connect to that energy through us and lead and design this physical world with spirit, as per divine law. Beautiful. You're magic. You're magic. All right, let's do some guidance. Let's maybe do next couple of months, reminder of the year. We're already, like approaching, we're not that far away from the end of the year. I want to do what they want you to focus on, okay? What they want you to focus on. So we're going to do a little bit of we're going to do tarot, we're going to do some oracles, what they're wanting you to focus on. All right. Whoa! Flying! A lot of work, a lot of work, a lot of work. One more. For your first row, what they're wanting you to focus on. All right. Beautiful. Okay, all right, I get it, I hear you. We have the crow, okay? The crow is the intuition, it's the third eye, it's the witch's eye, it's the unseen, it's the past, the present, the future. That's what the crow sees. This is the embodiment of intuition. You are opening your heart. You're starting to understand that divine flow, the yin and yang, right? How it is represented in this world, in the feminine and in the masculine. They asking you to learn to trust your intuition more. Because you guys, we all have masculine and feminine within. The journey of healing and awakening is a journey when we heal our shadows and our wounds that are attached to the feminine and attached to the masculine. If you go to my website, go to Divine Love section. In one of the articles, you're going to have, I think it's the first one, Divine Love, actual Divine Love. You're going to have listed out the qualities that belong to distorted and divine, masculine and feminine, right? So as you heal, you have to heal the distortion. You have to stand in your divinity, both masculine and feminine. And then next step, once you heal them, is to internally teach them to properly interact with each other, which is the feminine is the creation. It's your passion. It's your intuition, right? It's the It's the devotion to your mission, to your path. It's the understanding of the unknown, of the unseen. If it's the understanding that there are things that our logic mind will never comprehend in this world. The initiation, the chaos, that's the feminine within you. And then the masculine is the action taker, is the chaser, is the builder, is the one that gives commitment, devotion, the one that it's like, imagine inside of you, right? There's this part of you, there's femininity, which is the chaos of the wind, of ideas, of downloads. Yes, that's what we have to do, right? And then the masculine is the one that is that project manager that comes in and what is it that we need to do? So the feminine within says, this is what I had a vision, like this is what we have to do. The masculine is, why? I don't know why. I just know that this is true and this is right and it's all going to be fine. We have to do it. And then the masculine is, I got you. I get it. I don't need the why. You feel it? I trust you. Because the feminine is the element of God on this earth, right? Your inner feminine right now, right? So you trust that inner feminine. You trust your intuition. You trust your gut. You trust your instincts. Boom. And the project manager of your inner masculine comes in. Now we're going to have structure. We're going to have consistency. We're going to have devotion. We're going to have dedication. We're going to do it. We're going to achieve that. The builder of the physical. This is where the physical and the spiritual meet at the bridge of the heart. And you have to achieve that inner flow within you. Because once you do, only through that wholeness, inner union, what we call, you can create that in your relationship with your counterpart and then truly extend it to this world. Understand what's the role of the feminine, what's the role of the masculine. Once you achieve inner union, you rise into your true masculine and you become that to this world, to the women of this world, to your queen, to your counterpart, to your divine feminine. So maybe there's still something within you that doesn't fully trust that intuition. Trust that intuition. I'm hearing dreams. Maybe you sometimes dream of things that then they happen. You have prophetic dreams, or sometimes you have intuitive feelings. Trust that. Trust that. And we have the moth. The moth is about as well. There are two sides of the moth, but what I'm hearing now for you is it is that moth to a flame. There's a flame in this world that attracts you through passion. Whether that's your feminine, whether those are things related to your career, things that you have to do, things that you need to do, that part of our passion, trust that. Trust that magnetic pull towards things that you know that are meant for you. Because the dark side of the moth is when we start to compare, through that conditioning, when we start, I have to have this because other men at my age, they have that, or maybe other men in my family. No, we all have unique individual path. Follow the flame, nothing else. We have black egg, which is beautiful. This is your throat chakra, so maybe you are, I'm hearing they wanting you to speak more your truths, on a daily basis, period. I feel this collective, you have so many, it's like a beautiful mind I'm hearing, so many amazing ideas, so many thoughts, but you're afraid to express them. You're afraid to verbalize them. You're afraid to talk about them because you think that maybe people won't understand. But this is the job of a teacher. This is us light workers. We're pioneers. It's our job to speak from our heart, to speak from our intuition, to speak from the chaos of initiation, from our downloads, from our visions. We're here to teach, not to learn. Yes, we're here to learn as well, but you know what I mean. But with that cobra, what I was hearing is that they wanted you to observe. Maybe you are a little bit hot-headed. Maybe you are someone who, in the past, you would take action without thinking. And, sometimes you need that. Sometimes you need to have that courage to take action. It comes with masculinity. But true divine men, they also know when to take action and they know when to observe. Master of the minds, beautiful minds, my dragonfly. All right, very magical. Very magical. I feel they really wanting you to remember. There's a reason I was babbling so much about the space, that you do have a part of you that loves solitude, that loves pilgrimage. I'm hearing that loves to venture to a certain place on your own. But you guys, this is, you have to remember, there's, first of all, it's coming to my mind, there's a huge difference between physical presence and connection. You can be in a relationship with your divine feminine, with your true counterpart, your destined counterpart, have a beautiful divine union and be always connected to each other. But if you're going to feel like you want to, you know, go like to the mountains or for that pilgrimage for like a couple of weeks or a month, it's not about it's, how do I explain this to you? This is understanding what comes from a place of shadow and what comes from a place of light. You can be in solitude, dedicate yourself to your thoughts, to maybe those trips are like something that you find that it cleanses you, it reconnects you. But not having your feminine in presence is not necessarily it doesn't necessarily mean disconnecting from her. This is what this journey teaches us. We're always connected through red threads, through telepathy, and once we are in union, we can honor that connection. We can still communicate on a daily basis. We can talk to each other. We can be there for each other, but it doesn't necessarily mean that we have to live in each other's pockets. That's true alone wolf energy. I'm not treating you as if you were awake. I'm not, you know, like those men that at difficult moments, they say like, it has to be my decision because it doesn't concern you. There is no doesn't concern you in a relationship. You have to understand it. In a true connection, you're one. This is what true divine masculine understands. Once you stand in front of your true divine feminine, she's the same consciousness, the other part of you in a different body. Right? So disrespecting her, disconnecting from her, excluding her, it's like doing that for the part of you, but in the energetic sense, not in a physical sense. There's a reason to be honest, I'm not fully understanding what I'm saying, so a clear channel, it would make sense to you. They're wanting you to understand better the pilgrimage. I feel there's still a little bit of confusion when it comes to your future path. So they're wanting you to, I'm hearing, focus your efforts. Follow the flame, focus your efforts. Don't get distracted. There's still that risk. That it's good that you're very mindful and very present. You're mastering your mind, right? But they're wanting you to teach your mind to follow a little bit more that intuition. Activate the owl is about activating your clairs. Observe yourself as well. Right? Clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience starts to practice. Don't doubt what you hear. Don't doubt your visions. Don't doubt your inner knowing. Don't doubt the third eye. Don't doubt the intuition. Don't doubt the unseen. Use the mind. This is the flow, right? Use the mind to make it make sense. Mind is supposed to translate that into the, you guys know, so sometimes I struggle because my downloads comes in energy and then I'm like sometimes freeze trying to tell you what I feel already and what I know in my body. That's what you need to learn. You have to focus. In the next weeks, that reminder of the year, you really have to focus. Follow they're going to be sending you intuitive thoughts, intuitive dreams, you are a powerful collective. Like there's a spectrum of, right, similarly with feminines, right? Not all masculines have that, but I feel like your inner feminine is strong. So they really wanting you to learn to work with that. All right, let's see what's coming in the next month. And I do want to pull one of these for you. I feel like there's a reason it was the first deck that I grabbed. What's coming for this collective in the next reminder of this year? What's coming? Ace of Cups. I keep hearing gooey. And you know what came to... Whoa. I'm not going to say it. Okay, I got it. Okay, thank you. Sometimes I get excited. They're correcting me. I feel you are quite sensitive, this collective, right? And I think it's something that the world was trying to, again, that family, society, right, to kill off within you. And I feel you've shut that door and you locked yourself and you're afraid to open it. And you know what was coming to my mind? If you've watched Friends, there was this episode with Bruce Willis when Rachel was like dating him, and she asked him to like be a little bit more open, and it opened a gate of just like crying and whining and so on and so forth, and he couldn't stop. I'm not saying that it's gonna be that way. It won't. But they're really wanting you to connect a little bit more to that heart of yours, to your feelings. Feel your feelings. We have Four of Wands, and to be honest, I was thinking this is my card of union, but they corrected me. It's inner union. Inner union. Inner union. I think there are still certain things that you have to figure out when it comes to who you are, right? We will never stand in our divinity, and we will never be able to form really, successful relationships. It doesn't mean, because sometimes you guys say to me that everything that I say, it seems like in order to be in divine union, whether that's like twin soul or soulmate, you have to be like perfect. No, you don't. It's just this scale, right? We have shadow and we have light, and they constantly like fighting with each other, and because we're not understanding really what's shadow, what's light, we're confusing emotions. When we're avoidant, we think that we have boundaries. When we're aggressive, we think that we just have fire and temper. We're really confused. So again, it's not like all those bad things are going to be bad things. Nothing is really bad. We have to give it love. Nothing is going to be completely removed. It's not supposed to be removed. Your shadows, right? You're supposed to really know yourself. Accept yourself for who you are. Understand what is the shadow that was created through wounding, conditioning, pain. And what is the true core element, your inner truth, your inner frequency, your inner soul. And we've been talking about this since the beginning of this reading, that there are still certain things that you're not sure. You know that you like that space. You know that you like spending time on your own. You're probably one of those people that you could go on your own for like a month trip, or like live in the woods and never talk to anyone, right? So now the question is to figure out, is it really me? Is it really the frequency of my soul? Is it part of my path to do these things? Or is it still a shadow, right? So it's good that you're questioning everything. They want you to continue to question, because it's time to really find your inner truth. You will never be able to follow your path and form any kind of happy relationship if you don't know yourself, because whoever you're going to come across in life, they're going to question, right? They're going to make you question. Okay, that's good. There is an element of ending, of ending a cycle, of finalizing a cycle by the end of this year, of truly letting go. I feel they will push you, and they will want you to really surrender. And there's a reason I was talking about the feminine and the masculine internally, how they work, how they operate, right? That sort of a flow. Because I feel like this collective in the recent months, maybe even longer, now you're doing it consciously. Before, maybe without you knowing, you were really reinventing what does it mean to be a man? What does masculinity mean? Why this world is telling us that masculinity should be deprived of spirit and deprived of feelings and emotions. Men are not machines. Again, you're more romantic and more emotional than we are, because you receive for your hearts. Your heart is your most vulnerable. For us, is the womb, is the sacral, right? You have to surrender to it. You really have to teach yourself that flow, to trust your inner feminine, to trust and respect your inner feminine. Other way you're never going to be able to externalize it for external feminine. I feel something's going to happen. I don't feel like they want us to know, because I'm not getting any details. But there's going to be a bit of a tower moment that will shake your understanding of happiness. There's still certain things that you need to allow the blindfold to fall, that you need to remove that certain maybe parts of yet conditioning. There's certain burdens within you that are stopping you from tapping into that true self internally. What happiness really means, what success really means, to figure it out. Are those blockers, are your true shadows, or do you know what I mean? It would make sense for this collective. It's going to be a very important weeks till the end of this year. I feel like you can save this video and check if I was right, if this reading resonated. I feel like by January you're going to be a completely different person, and this reading, if you were to watch it again in January, it will make a whole different sense, right? It will land differently, because there's a still burden that you need to release, and they're going to guide you towards that, tapping into that internal truth. Let's pull one of these for you, because I really want to. Woo! You guys, the crone, number 13. Number 13. Hold on, let me find it. This is a bit of a feminine energy, the crone, but it's actually beautiful. I'm hearing that maybe there's a reason I said to you that you have a very strong feminine side. Maybe part of your mission is, to be a bit of a spiritualist as well. It's not always the dominion of it is a dominion of the feminine, but it's not always just a job of the feminine. But I'm feeling that maybe you're also connected to a very powerful crow woman. Let's see. The crone has it all. Nothing frightens or surprises her. She is the final manifestation of the feminine trifecta of maiden, mother, crone. In her long life, she's witnessed endless cycles of death, sex, failure, rebirth, conflict, and regeneration, giving her the ability to rise above the world of duality. She laughs at notions of good or bad, right and wrong. We were talking about this as well. It's all neutral, right? She has seen the earth smoldering, taking life and giving life. The crone energy accepts everything in, devoting beauty and suffering with the same mouth, using the energy to reveal hidden secrets and knowledge. Her energy resides in us all. Through it is feared by most for its power and unconventional relationship with death and macabre. Awakening the crone is dangerously rich and apologetically magic. I'm hearing many things. I'm hearing past lifetimes. Call in your feminine ancestors. Call in your feminine ancestors for support, to guide you. There's a strong energy. Maybe you have some past lifetimes when as a masculine you failed to protect the crow women, the wise women, the oracles that were being persecuted. Maybe it is a bit of it's coming to my mind, a bit of a trauma of yours as well that your soul subconsciously remembers. But there's a very strong part of you, the feminine part, that is intuition, that is so connected to that energy. Maybe you have someone in your lineage, in your ancestors, a woman that was a very powerful crow woman. I wouldn't be surprised if some of you in this collective, you even know that maybe like your grandmother or great-grandmother was like a shaman or a reader or something like that. But call upon that energy. Ask them to guide you. There's really powerful months ahead of you. Once you achieve that inner union, you will be one powerful masculines. Those that truly, I just got chill. Chills. Those that truly change the world. Those that truly build a better world for our future, for our children. So you got this. You got this. Call upon your feminine ancestors. Call upon your feminine, her higher self. She must be one powerful feminine. And she'll get you there to that inner union. Keep pushing.